afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I am Dr. Katanya Webb Walker, and it is my honor to serve as president of Kennedy King College. I am thrilled. All right, my team is here. I'll pay you all later. Thank you.
I didn't hear that.
I am thrilled to welcome everyone to our college. I'd like to give a very special welcome to the mayor, to the governor, to our students, Chancellor Salgado, CEO Mayor, and her team from the Greater Chicago Food Depository, as well as our honored guests and friends. Before I introduce our next speaker, I want to share some things that you already know about Kennedy King College, but also some things that you might not. Our college offers a full range of programs from free high school equivalency classes to dual enrollment for high school students to college programs designed for students to transfer to four-year universities in a wide array of career programs. We offer programs in high-demand fields from HVAC and culinary, hospitality, basic nursing assistant, on track to a full nursing pathway. Through our Future Ready initiative and Workforce Empowerment initiative, people can complete a short-term, high-demand program at no cost. In January, we reopened Sakia, and later, our Sakia Cafe, which proudly serves breakfast, to-go meals, and pastries. Sakia offers lunch by reservation, all prepared by our culinary students, and is open to the public. With the support of my entire team, we are working to transform Kennedy King into a healthy hub for the community with an enhanced fitness center, open swim, yoga, dancing, and more. Really importantly here, just under half of Kennedy King College students are parents. So we added more courses before 1 p.m. so that our students can get back home for school dismissal. And we host Young Scholar Days, which is enrichment for CPS students when CPS is closed and we are open. We also learned that a full 60% of our students who responded to our survey of basic needs were food insecure. This knowledge, in part, is why we are here today. As one of the proud 7 city colleges, we are meeting our students where they are in school and in life, and we are helping to build a community. And now I would like to introduce our amazing leader at City Colleges of Chicago, who is also deeply passionate about our students, Chancellor Juan Salgado.
Good afternoon. All right. Thank you, President Webb Walker, for your leadership and the impressive team you have built here at Kennedy King College. And thank you for serving also as the pilot site for the Food Security for Life that we are announcing today. And I do want to say that to do this pilot effort was a gift, but also a lot of responsibility, right? And this college campus and this college community, and especially this college leadership, is really responsible for having an incredibly successful pilot and partnership with the Greater Chicago Food Depository, which is leading to today's announcement. Every day, it's clear, even more clear, that leadership matters. And we are fortunate for our leaders here in Chicago, Illinois. We are so proud and so grateful for our Governor, J.B. Pritzker, and our Mayor, Brandon Johnson. Both leaders who are standing up for us, for our neighbors, and for our communities to be able to live safe, healthy, and thriving lives. I don't need to tell you, from our students' perspective, how deeply meaningful that is at this moment in time. I just need to express, on behalf of them and all of our campus community, the grateful nature of our spirit at this moment in time that allows us to be here today. I also want to thank you, any elected leader that is here today, and especially our elected leaders that are committed to the Englewood community. People like State Senator Maddie Hunter and Alderwoman Taylor and Alderwoman Coleman and so many others that are committed to this community. Thank you all for being the leaders that we need. And also acknowledging the support of our leaders at City Colleges of Chicago, our chair, Katya Nukas, who you'll hear from later today, but also our vice chair, Reverend Marshall Hatch Sr., who has joined us today. Thank you to you and all of your colleagues here at City Colleges of Chicago. And thank you to our foundation, our Executive Vice Chancellor, Veronica Herrero, who also serves as president of the foundation, for our efforts in raising money, and to our first major donor, Knight Impact Partners, that has really gotten us going. But this is a long-term effort to support our students. I also want to thank, because leadership does matter, but so does partnership. We wouldn't be here today without Kate Maher and her team at the Greater Chicago Food Depository. And this is spirit work, and we've been doing spirit work together. So Kate and your team, we thank you so much. Kate and I, we've known each other for over 2 decades. And we got talking very soon after I arrived at City Colleges of Chicago. And this is a dream, and this is a dream that's coming true today. Soon after I got to City Colleges, we set up permanent markers at all 7 campuses in pretty short order. But look, it's become very apparent that we need to do more. Second survey that we took of food insecurity for our students revealed that 50% of our students across City Colleges are food insecure. And that just can't be, and we're not going to allow it to be. So at the same time that the federal government is pulling back on SNAP and Medicaid, we're committed to do the best that we can to fill the void. We're going to show that community college system can be a center of student support. We are going to offer what we call unrivaled student supports like you've never seen before. And today, this effort is part of our effort to provide unrivaled student supports by launching Food Security for Life. This is an effort to eliminate food insecurity among college students at City Colleges of Chicago. What does that mean? It means that our students are going to be able to walk into our college and find dynamic markets with expanded hours, with healthy groceries they can use to make a meal at home. Our first dynamic market opens this spring semester right here at Kennedy King College. Second, if a student's running a class and they're worried they won't be able to focus because they're hungry, we can say, hey, look, we got you. We're going to offer snacks to go in 10 locations all across our campuses so that our students can have that snack when they need it. And that will be at every college starting very soon. And then third, for our food insecure students who need a meal, we've got meals you can heat up on the spot. And not just for the student, but they can bring them home for their family too. Up to 4 ready-to-heat meals a week, starting at 3 colleges with the highest need this fall and growing to every single City College of Chicago. You see, this is about food supports for this critical time period when our students are getting the thing that they're going to need for lifetime sustenance and thriving throughout their lifetimes for them, their families, and everybody around them, and that is their careers and their education. We are committed to making sure that we do everything in our possibilities to help support those students during this critical time period so they can support them and they can support their families for a lifetime. I want to send a resounding message to our students today who are here and all across the district. You belong here at City Colleges, not just the ones that are here, but the ones that are out in our community that we know can and should be here. You belong here at City Colleges. We will care for you at City Colleges, and education is your best path to a thriving future for yourself and your families. But look, I told Kate a little while ago, she was talking about, I didn't bring swag. And I said, Kate, you don't need to bring swag. you're bringing the food. And so we wouldn't be here today without Kate Meyer and the Greater Chicago Food Depository. And look, she's bringing the food. Okay, so let's hear it for Kate.
Thank you, Chancellor Salgado, and thank you, Dr. Webb-Walker. I am, as the Chancellor said, Kate Meyer, and I have the incredible privilege to serve as the CEO of the Greater Chicago Food Depository, the food bank that serves this beautiful city in all of Cook County, Illinois. And I have to tell you, I am so humbled and inspired to be here today as we publicly and formally launch an exciting new chapter in what has been an enduring partnership with city colleges. Like the Chancellor, I want to start with gratitude. He said leadership matters, and I am so grateful that we have so many leaders who made a choice to be here today. Certainly the Chancellor and the President, but also our Mayor, Brandon Johnson, and our Governor, J.B. Pritzker. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for being here and for all that you do for all of the people of this great city and great state. I also want to acknowledge the donors. You heard Chancellor Salgado mention Knight Impact Partners, and there are others who gave us the opportunity to dream big because they stood with us and encouraged us when we were having these crazy, audacious conversations. And so to all of you who have been a part of this work by giving us the financial support, the chance to dream, thank you. To the amazing City Colleges team, thank you for allowing us to ride shotgun on this journey. It has been a wild ride, and I'm sure there is more to come, but we are so grateful to be your partners. And finally, to the Food Depository team. In the room, we have current board members, former board members, members of our staff. To our staff in particular, who show up every single day with a mission in their hearts, a mission that they interpret to mean more than simply distributing food, but a mission to have the audacity to believe that we can end hunger, which means that we have to show up. We have to build solutions that are not just about feeding a line, as important as that work is, but actually about making lines shorter. There are 46,000 reasons I am here today. 46,000, if you do not know, is the current enrollment for the City Colleges of Chicago. And actually, it's more than 46,000 reasons that I have to be standing here today, because as the President just said, we know that the students of City Colleges are also mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, and children of parents that they have responsibilities for. So 2 years ago, when I had breakfast with the Chancellor, and I learned about a new report that revealed 50% of the students at City Colleges of Chicago were struggling with hunger, I felt the injustice, but I also felt the imperative. The partnership that we are bringing forward today will do so much to address the most basic of human needs, food. It is our intention that every single student of City Colleges and every single family member of every single student will have all of the healthy food that they need to thrive. We believe at the Greater Chicago Food Depository that food is a basic human right. And we believe that when City College students thrive, they will graduate. When they thrive and graduate, they will launch into careers that pay thriving wages. They will go on to build businesses, and those businesses in turn will strengthen communities. The students that graduate will be the next generation of leaders sitting on daises like this. The next college president, the next chancellor, the next mayor, the next governor of the state of Illinois. We believe that when City College of Chicago students thrive, we all thrive. Which leads me to my final point of gratitude. Throughout this process, we have had the opportunity to have our partnership strengthened, shaped, and informed by the faculty and staff of city colleges, but most importantly, by the students of city colleges. Again and again, as our very smart and dedicated team ran down paths of good ideas, we had moments where we had the opportunity to have a conversation or several conversations and be reminded of who are the true experts in this work. To the students of city colleges, and in particular the students of Kennedy King College, thank you for sharing your time, your insights. Thank you for lifting your voices, for inspiring us, and reminding us that together we are greater. It is now my incredible privilege to introduce one of those students, the current Student Government Association President of Kennedy King College, Mahogany Mitchell.
Thank you so much, CEO Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Mahogany Mitchell. I'm a psychology student here at Kennedy King College and the proud president of our Student Government Association. I was born and raised in Chicago, and I graduated from Jane Addams Alternative High School when I was 16. I didn't go straight off to college because, like a lot of students, I didn't know how I would pay for it. 3 years later, a friend introduced me to the financial aid process and told me it could help me pay for my classes. I wanted to continue my education so I could further my career, and I had a good feeling about Kennedy King. Over the last year, my good feeling has turned into the best school experience of my life. The environment here at Kennedy King feels like a family, and the college welcomed me with open arms. Just like a family offers their support, our college is no different. I've gotten help from the financial aid office, the transfer and career centers, and I'm a federal work study student in the student services office. One of the services here that I've come to love the most is the food pantry. Growing up, my grandma raised me and my 2 siblings, and food was a struggle. We went to food pantries, but it wasn't always enough. Food insecurity impacted my education, especially in middle and high school. When you're hungry in class, it's hard to focus. You're not thinking about your math homework or your English paper. You're thinking about where your next meal will come from. So when I found out there was a food pantry here at Kennedy King and that I could relieve my grandma of some of that stress, it lifted a burden off my shoulders. I've had a great experience using the food pantry. I even volunteer there when I can, but it isn't open every day. And I've seen lines wrapped around the hall when it is open because so many students are in need. When I saw that, I knew more could be done. And it's my role as a leader on campus to be a part of that change. So when our student activities director emailed me and SGA about being a part of the pilot program to help expand our pantry, I signed up right away. Through the pilot program, we toured the Greater Food Depository, volunteered there, and did a taste test of the frozen meals. They were really good. We brought the food to Kennedy King for more students to try, and we got great feedback. I even brought some meals home to my grandma who recently had surgery. It was amazing to be able to support her as she recovers. With this expanded partnership between city colleges and the food depository, we'll have access to those frozen meals and so much more. We'll have a dynamic market with more frequent hours and grab-and-go snacks to fuel us throughout the day. I'm so excited about this partnership from both a personal level and as a student leader. As someone who is here on campus from 8 to 5 almost every day, it means I won't have to starve myself to get through my commute, classes, SGA meetings, and more. It means I can continue to bring home meals for myself and for my grandma while she recovers. And as a leader, I love to see programs that are accessible to all students. The impact will go far beyond my family. It will impact hundreds, even thousands of families, starting here on the South Side and then expanding across the city. Like I said earlier, my thought was that we could do more. This partnership is answering that call. Together, City Colleges and the Greater Food Depository are doing more to eliminate food insecurity, because students shouldn't have to make the choice between groceries and graduation. I now have the privilege of introducing someone who is always looking out for the best interests of students in Chicago and across the state of Illinois. Please welcome Governor J.B. Pritzker.
It's a good thing she's not running for governor this next year. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. I do want to thank Mahogany for the very kind introduction. I'm grateful to her, to Wadeji, who's going to speak in just a moment. Where are you? There you are. And for sharing your personal stories with everyone, because I think that is what has the biggest impact of all. Your voices really help all the students of City Colleges of Chicago, and I'm really proud to be standing among you and with you up on this stage today. It is really great to be here at Kennedy King College, one of the most incredible institutions that make up the City Colleges of Chicago system. And I want to thank the president here, President Webb Walker, for her very warm welcome to all of us. And for her leadership. So important in this moment to have people who really know how to run great institutions and expand them and serve the people that are most in need. I want to thank Chancellor Juan Salgado, who I've known now for, well, a fair number of years, a great leader, someone that I rely upon when I need to go to somebody for advice about what to do with our young people and with people who are looking for continuing education across the state of Illinois, because he's been so hugely successful, to Executive Vice Chancellor Veronica Herrero, to Board Chair Katya Nuquez. Thank you. Thank you for your outstanding leadership in making City Colleges one of the premier community college systems in the entire nation. Finally, and a lot of thanks, I know, and you've heard all these names, but I just have to say, especially about Kate Mayer, I cannot think of anybody who has done more to lift up families who are in need than Kate Mayer and the Greater Chicago Food Depository. But under her leadership, so many times, when people across the state of Illinois, not just in the city of Chicago, when people everywhere in the state need help, she is there. And Greater Chicago Food Depository is there. And I just want to express my undying gratitude to you. Now, I'm also fortunate to work with a whole bunch of really terrific elected officials. Not all of them could be here today, but I do want to especially recognize the mayor of the city of Chicago, and also the colleagues that I get to work with in Springfield in the legislature. Nothing happens for our state broadly without the state legislature doing the right thing. And I have to say I've been very fortunate to have great people to work with in Springfield, and we don't always agree on everything, even within our own party, but we do generally move the ball in the right direction for our state, and we've made a lot of successful accomplishments for the state over the last few years, and I'm grateful for their leadership as well. So, but Mr. Mayor, since you are here, I'm going to give you the thanks, and on behalf of also the legislators in Springfield, who I know you also work with, thank you for all that you have done, especially to help a program like Food Security for Life. For 70,000 students across the city and that are part of City Colleges of Chicago in one fashion or another, the City Colleges is really an affordable and accessible pathway to a better life. These institutions provide our students with the skills and the experience necessary to find meaningful opportunities in careers that uplift them and their families. And that's why the General Assembly and I have consistently invested in community colleges all across this state. Every Illinois student, no matter the background you come from, the zip code you live in, can afford now a quality higher education because of the record resources that we've been able to provide. Just since I took office in 2019, we've increased funding for MAP grants and scholarships by more than 75%. That's an additional $350 million on top of the $400 million that already existed for scholarships. And it means that nearly every student or person who would like to attend community college in the state of Illinois has the ability to do so if they're at median income level or less. And of course, there are lots of programs that help support people who are even above that level. But importantly, people who really need it know that they can get it. It used to be in the state of Illinois, if you applied for a MAP grant, that we would run out of money before we could cover everybody that was eligible. Not anymore. We've covered every single person in the last 2 years that applies and is eligible for a MAP grant. That's a pretty big deal for the state. But for too many, the cost of entry is only the first hurdle to going to school. Too many are still prevented from reaching their full potential. 50% of students across the system have trouble affording or accessing enough food. And that presents a significant barrier to college completion for our students. They are the future of our communities, they're our economic success for our state, and we have an obligation to support their success. In 2022, I enacted legislation requiring our colleges to have benefit navigators to help students access basic needs support. That was a good first step. But now we need to harness the power of the entire community, of the public sector, of private businesses and nonprofits to equip our students with everything they need to thrive. And I'm very proud to be here doing just that in helping to launch the Food Security for Life program. City colleges and Greater Chicago Food Depository will now offer students and their families access to nutritious food through a pantry expansion, take-home meal offerings, to-go snack items, building on nearly a decade of work to provide resources through free on-campus food markets. This new program will help more students and their families access the food they need to thrive. This could not come at a more urgent time in this city, in this state, in this country. Last month, the cost of groceries in the United States grew at its fastest pace in 3 years due to the Trump tariffs. At the same time, the administration has gutted the SNAP program, putting nutritional benefits for 360,000 Illinois recipients at risk. They are quite literally taking food off the table of working families and students. It's wrong. It's wrong. But thanks to everyone that's here today, students who are struggling to access food will now have a lifeline right on campus. Together, we are taking another step to ending food insecurity in this state and helping every Illinoisan get the nourishment they need to lead healthy, fulfilling lives. So with that, I am very proud to hand this podium over to a fantastic student, someone who's going to share his personal story with us, and that's Wadeji Degeno. Did I say that right? Degeno.
Thank you, Governor Pritzker. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Wadeji Degeno. I am a cybersecurity student here at Kennedy King College, and I serve as the student trustee for the City Colleges of Chicago Board of Trustees. During my first few semesters here, I really enjoyed Kennedy King, but I didn't feel like I was making enough of an impact. I talked to my advisor about it, and he encouraged me to get involved in student government. Fast forward to today, and I'm proud to represent the entire City College's student body as the elected student trustee. This role puts me in room and at the table where decisions are being made. But most importantly, I get to serve as an advocate for my fellow students. I talk to my peers to see what questions and concerns they have, and then I'm able to work with the City College's leadership to find solutions. Food security for life is one of those critical solutions. This initiative has the power to change the narrative. Like Mahogany, I've had the opportunity to see that firsthand. I was part of the pilot program where we toured the food depository. I got to ask the chef questions about the program and the meals. I wanted to do my due diligence and make sure this would work for my peers. And I'm confident to say that it will. The initial impact will be felt right here at Kennedy King, which is incredible, but I'm not just an advocate for Kennedy King students. I'm an advocate for all City College students. In the months and years to come, the expansion will spread across our 7 colleges to reach students and families all over the city. My goal in getting involved in student government was to help people, and food security for life will do just that. I want to thank all of the students, employees, and partners who have made today possible. You all have turned a vision into reality. One of those leaders is Mayor Brandon Johnson. It is my pleasure to introduce Mayor Johnson.
Thank you so much, Wadiji. Thank you for your leadership, and to Mahogany, thank you for your leadership as well. And Governor, though she's not running for governor, she's a psychology major. And if you can just this semester get a full analysis and assessment of the President of the United States of America, I'm sure I can work something out with the governor. We can fast track your graduation. But I'm grateful that all of you are here today to celebrate this incredible investment for the people of this great city. And good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Governor Pritzker, for your leadership and you championing the causes of working people across the state. And of course, to our Chancellor, Juan Salgado, who speaks so eloquently on a personal level around the values of our community colleges, because he is not just the Chancellor, he's also a former student. Is that a good marketing tool for you? Yeah. As someone who benefited from our community colleges right here in Chicago, I can tell you that the community colleges set you up for the future. It's the community colleges that raise the chancellor and a mayor. So to all of our students that are out there, I'm appreciative of great leaders like our Kennedy King College President, Madam President Webb Walker. I was just on the west side of Chicago with your other colleague, President David Sanders, and I told him he has to step his game up. So to the vice chair, Hatch, we got to talk to our brother on the west side. They're doing some great work over here, and to the chair of all of the chair and to the vice chair of our community colleges, and of course to Kate, your conviction just rings through your entire apparatus. So thank you for your love and conviction. All of the organizations and partners that helped make this endeavor possible. From the beginning of my administration, I've made it my mission to ensure that our residents have access to quality education, a safe city, and affordable, nutritious food. And while we are making great progress on many of those fronts, we are still seeing our young people and students face food insecurity. So we know that when students have access to healthy and affordable food, they are better able to focus their education and, of course, think more about their future. That's why today's announcement is so exciting. And through this partnership between Greater Chicago Food Depository and the City Colleges of Chicago, students will have access to food, resources, and here's the part that I believe is really important, community support as well. At Kennedy King, they're making it absolutely clear that no student in Chicago should ever have to choose between their education and their next meal. And so I'm grateful that the city colleges will allow for their students to have access to the free snacks throughout the day and the take-home meals that Mahogany spoke of, because hunger should not ever stand in the way of learning. Starting this spring, as the chancellor indicated, the first expanded food market will open up right here on the south side at Kennedy King. This is great news for all of Chicago. And through the living wage apprenticeships with the Greater Chicago Food Depository, our students won't just gain food security, they'll gain pathways to careers and a brighter future. And together we are building a Chicago where opportunity and nourishment go hand in hand. The Food Security for Life initiative is not just about providing food. In fact, as Kate indicated, this is a basic human right. And so it's about investing in our communities, our city, but it's also about investing in our today, which are our students. And so when students can focus on their academic success and not where they're going to get their next meal from, we can continue to move forward with the great innovators and leaders and change makers that are right here in Chicago and that will go beyond our city. You know, Reverend Hatch, I'm not a theologian, but I do know that it's important that people know that one man cannot live by bread alone, but it's through the food as well as the education system that allows for great futures to come to fruition. So I want to give a special shout out to the City Colleges of Chicago, the Greater Chicago Food Depository, who worked on this initiative. And so I look forward to seeing how this opportunity will continue to grow and expand well beyond the walls of our colleges, because this is the type of support that we need to empower and uplift our greatest resource, and those are our students. So thank you all very much. God bless you all, and God bless the greatest city in the world, the city of Chicago. And with that, I'm now going to turn it over to our Vice Chancellor. You all put your hands together for Ms. Veronica Herrero.
Thank you, Mayor, for all of your support, your commitment to city colleges, and all of us Chicagoans. And of course, to the governor, thank you for being here and also being such a support to us Chicagoans among the Illinoisans across the state. And I also just wanted to take the opportunity to recognize a few representatives that have joined us as well from several of our elected officials' offices, including Umar Ahmed from Representative Dubuclay's office, Carla Rogers from Senator Hunter's office, Dean Amos from Representative Dubuclay's office, and Monique Cookby from City Treasurer Conyer Irvin's office. Thank you so much for joining us today. As was stated, my name is Veronica Herrero, and I am the Executive Vice Chancellor at City Colleges of Chicago, as well as President of the City Colleges Foundation. And now that you've heard the details about our Food Security for Life, I'm thrilled to share more about what this very bold plan means for our over 73,000 students that we serve annually, and all of their families, not just as a short-term hunger initiative and relief program, but as a long-term economic mobility initiative. Food Security for Life is part of City College's Thrive strategy. It's a comprehensive and connected suite of supports addressing the basic needs and securities of our students, from food to mental health to emergency grants and more. Our students will get connected to other resources too, including scholarships, internships, and apprenticeships, including the apprenticeships that we have at the Greater Chicago Food Depository. So thank you, Kate. When we remove food insecurity as a barrier, students can focus on graduation and not on having to get groceries. And as you heard from Mahogany and from Mudeji, This initiative would not be possible without you two. And thank you so much for tasting, for testing, for piloting, for providing us the feedback that we need to be stronger and better. Thank you very much. And we hope that you continue to spread the word about everything we have to offer so that more Chicagoans can take advantage of what we have to offer here at City Colleges. Our team has deep expertise and success in piloting programs at one college. This happens to be at a South Side campus, Mayor. But we will also go to the West Side, to the far South Side, to the Southwest Side, to the North Side, and the Northwest Side. That is the plan. And that is what we're going to do with the generous support of donors like that of our lead funder, Knight Impact Partners. And with their support, we, City Colleges and the Greater Chicago Food Depository, can now come together to achieve exponential, transformational impact on Chicagoans that neither organization could do alone. We're honored to have the commitment of the Knight Impact Partners, as well as the support of so many other Chicago area foundations and philanthropists, as this partnership between the Greater Chicago Food Depository and City Colleges of Chicago breaks the cycle of poverty and hunger for thousands of students striving for a better future for themselves and their families. We invite more individuals and organizations to be part of this bold and transformational vision that is about to become a reality. Someone who cares deeply about this vision is Katia Núñez. She is chair of the City Colleges of Chicago Board of Trustees, and she, along with Vice Chair Hatch and all of our other trustees, they've become champions for equitable initiatives like this one, and those that have a measurable impact on our students. Chair Núñez, will you please share a few closing remarks? Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor Herrero. Earlier, you heard from our student trustee, Udeji Degenon, and from the Student Government Association's leader, Mahogany Mitchell. We could not be prouder of our City Colleges students. They embody resilience, leadership, and the promise of a brighter future. On behalf of my fellow trustees, and I'm so glad to have Vice Chair Reverend Hatch with us today, I want to express how deeply honored we are to serve the City Colleges of Chicago, an institution that lives its values every day and steps forward to support those most in need, especially at a time when our nation too often steps back. In recent days, our city has experienced deeply unsettling moments that have caused fear and uncertainty for many of our students, their families, and our neighbors. In the face of these challenges, City Colleges remains committed to its mission to be a place of learning, opportunity, safety, and support for all who walk through our doors. A project of this significance requires vision, dedication, and strong partnership, and we're fortunate to have all three. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who is helping us make this initiative a reality, and to all of you who are here today to show your support. And if you are not yet part of this effort, I invite you to join us and help build a future where no City College student ever faces hunger, not just today, but ever again. Thank you once again for being part of this important moment. This concludes today's program, and now I would like to invite our speakers and all of those who contributed to this effort to join us so that we can get a group photo.